Good afternoon, fellow Oregonians. This is John Marling, Pulse Research, proudly serving North America's newspapers out of beautiful Portland, Oregon. I was just reminiscing and thinking a bit before starting the webinar this afternoon. And my gosh, it was 50 years ago, July 1st, 1970, that I started my newspaper career at the Beaverton Valley Times. I had driven a 65 Mustang across the country, heard a lot about Oregon, and decided this is where I wanted to live, and took a job as ad rep with the Beaverton paper. And I have truly, absolutely enjoyed my career, in the industry, and I will do everything I can to assist and support you, because now is a very, very, very unusual time. I think you'll all agree. Who would have thought that we would be faced with, such a incredibly overwhelming, unprecedented, challenge where every single business in our community, has been impacted. And there is still to this day here in Oregon, so much uncertainty, what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks, next couple of months, with this very, very frustrating pandemic. But anyways, what I want to cover today is some of the things that Pulse is doing to assist and support fellow Oregonians. And I think you'll agree that the businesses in your community need your help. In fact, one of the probably the most important things is that now today, for each one of you, is the best time ever to help your local businesses. I know that sounds, a little incongruent, given all the pain and suffering out there, but think about it a second. In all the years I've been in this business, and those of you who've been in the business also for a while, can you think of a time that the local businesses here in Oregon need your help more than now? I can't. It's a really unique time. This is frankly a once-in-a-life opportunity for you to help your local businesses. Let me share with you some thoughts on why I firmly believe that this is such a special time for each one of your community publications and for each of you individually to assist and support your local businesses. And at the end of the day, isn't that what's one of the important missions of your community publication, is supporting your local community, particularly the business community? I know when I was a publisher, it was. Here are the reasons why. In the good old days, my gosh, it seems like forever ago, but just, back in January, businesses in your community had a pretty good idea on what would be happening in the next 90 days, right? Because they had history. They had their books they could look back on. So as they're looking into July of 2020, they knew what happened in July of 2019. So they had a really good sense of comfort, if you will, of what would be happening in the next 3 months for their business. But obviously the pandemic has absolutely destroyed and blown up any type of normalcy. And so now the business in your communities don't know for certain what the next 90 days are going to bring. There is extreme uncertainty relative to the businesses and what's going to happen in terms of, their sales, their revenue, customers, et cetera, in the next 90 days. And that's true for realtors, that's true for car dealers, that's true for general retailers, that's true for service businesses. I went to the dentist the other day. It was kind of an unusual experience, with masks and everything. But every business, because of this uncertainty, every business in your community now more than ever wants information about and for their business. A car dealer, in the next 90 days, what's in the pipeline in terms of potential households reached by your publication? They're going to shop at a new car dealership. What are they going to buy? New truck, new, SUV. What type of automotive service they need? What type of brands are they looking at? So much has changed that now more than ever, this information is critically important to them. What Pulse has for each of one of you, with compliments of ONPA and Pulse, is 3 very, very valuable resources. I say I spelled free wrong. Number one is access to the Oregon COVID Impact Shopping Survey information. And I'll go over the details of that in just a second. Number two is the ability for your team members at anywhere, anytime to be able to gain access to the COVID impact shopping information of Oregon newspaper readers and website visitors and create an engaging presentation to start the conversation with the business. And the third thing is the Pulse training and certification program. In early March, one of the media executives said a current shopping survey would really help our local businesses who are freaking out right now. And they're freaking out, as I mentioned, because they don't know what's going to happen in the near future. And she said it would also help us be viewed as that trusted advisor who is there to help them navigate through these unprecedented times. I know if I was a publisher in Oregon again, that would be my number one mission, is helping the local businesses. So Pulse launched, with the support of ONPA, a COVID impacted shopping survey. What do you mean by that? Is we ask the questions the businesses would ask, simple as that. We ask the questions a car dealer would ask, a realtor would ask, an appliance store would ask, a hearing aid center would ask, a furniture store would ask. We made a list of over 200 business categories and asked the questions that they would ask. Not only the shopping plans for their specific business category, like a furniture store, but what do you plan to buy for your home? Living room furniture, bedroom furniture, dining room furniture, mattresses, etc. So in essence, all we did was a survey of newspaper readers and website visitors across the state of Oregon, asking of you, of your audience, what your households plan to buy. Here's the great news. We got over 2,000, let me repeat that, over 2,000 completed surveys. That's astronomical. Even when they do public opinion polls, they only do between 800 to 1,600 across the United States with 100 million households. We got over 2,000 of Oregon newspaper readers. Okay, now let me share with you some examples on how each one of your publications and your team members can help your local businesses accessing this COVID impact shopping information. And I want to repeat it again. This is of Oregon newspaper readers and website visitors. So as representative of your publication, absolutely. In fact, we have over 28,000 completed survey across the 50 states, in our country. And there is no meaningful difference in purchasing patterns from Oregon to Texas to Maine. Yeah, there's some exceptions, like air conditioning is higher in Arizona than it is in Oregon. But for literally every single business category, outside of the obvious ones like air conditioning, there's no meaningful difference. And so let me share with you some examples of the tools and resources available to you on an absolutely complimentary basis from ONPA and Pulse to access and engage your local businesses. Number one is the Pulse teaser. This is a very, very simple presentation. What jumps off the page? Well, obviously the big number, 5,460. What's that all about? That's the number of households reached by this publication who are going to shop at a building supply lumberyard in the next 3 months. Pretend for a moment that you manage a lumberyard. Is that number meaningful, motivating, give you hope? Yeah, because you don't know. And so this information, like I've said before, is so positive, so meaningful, so appreciated. But then you ask, would you like to know more about what they plan to buy? We also asked, do you plan to buy decking? Do you plan to buy fencing? Do you plan to buy interior paint, exterior paint, windows? And of course, the business person nowadays goes, yeah, I'd love to know that. Would you like to get together? We can get together on a Zoom, meeting or in person. And the business is going to say yes today because they don't know and they want information about and for their business. So how did we get the 5,460? Well, it's really simple. From the survey, we found out that 35.8% said yes, they plan to shop at a building supply lumberyard times the number of households reached. So if your publication, like this example, reaches 15,250 net unduplicated households with print and web, that's the 5,460. So in summary, you were able to start the conversation, engage the business. I just participated in a training of the group of papers, in New York about a half hour ago. And one of the ad reps said, "This is great." I was going on and talking about this special, offer we have, open again for business, but it just wasn't listening. And she said, when I told him the number, the big number about how many households we reached, we're going to shop at his business category, he started to listen. This is so simple, but so effective. And so many ad reps have told us, well, I don't know what to say. Well, what's in it for the business is a great conversation starter. And by the way, every time you present anything from an event, to a special VIP package, to a we're open for business again promotion, start with the big number, what's in it for them. Now, the second example I have to show you is the Pulse Flyer. It's kind of like a super teaser to help your business plan during uncertain times. Pulse Research asked the questions you would ask. You plan to use a remodeling contractor over the next 3 months. Look at that, 702, the big number again. What's in it for them? But look at this. In the flyer, it also shares, and remember, this is of your audience. How many households you reach are going to remodel their bath, remodel their kitchen, add a room. And that is magical. The business immediately realizes, oh my gosh, there is opportunity. And they immediately say, let's start advertising. Why do I know that? I've made over 2,200 four-legged sales calls across the United States before the pandemic. And one time I was making a flyer presentation just like this. When we walked in the door, the business said, I'm too busy to advertise. All my trucks are busy all the time. I'm not interested in advertising. I said, well, sir, we just did a heating and air conditioning survey. What do you mean by that? We asked the questions you would ask, like what? Do you plan to use a heating and air conditioning business? And we also asked, what services do you need for your home? He said, let me see that. And on the flyer for the heating and air conditioning was fix my furnace. And the number just popped off the page, and the gentleman said, my gosh, thanks for the solution. Thanks for the idea. He said, our service department could use more business. Our new counts are overwhelming. As I said, our trucks are running all over the place. But he said, we've got opportunities in our service department. Thank you, thank you, thank you. He looked at the ad rep and he said, I'm going to start advertising furnace repair. So the flyer is a great conversation starter, but it also is kind of like a needs analysis on steroids. Why? Because the business will immediately go like, oh my gosh, remodeled bathrooms, look at that. There's over 800. I should be advertising bathroom remodeling. Moving right along here. Third tool we have for you, and it's probably, I hear this from our clients all the time, and I'm proud to say that from Portland, Oregon, we work with over 600 publications across North America. I'm very proud of that to be an Oregon business. The Breakeven Tool, I hear it all the time, is an extremely usable, valuable resource today. And it's part of the complimentary Pulse sales tools for you. What does it do? With the business's input, they can figure out for themselves how few customers they need to pay for a campaign. And I'll go live in just a second here. But with a $12,000 campaign, 52 weeks, and their customer value is $2,000, cost of goods is 65%, 700 net customer value, 700 into 12,000. They only need 18, just 18 customers. Put it in that perspective, that might be 18 customers out of the 5,504 who are going to shop at a lumberyard, for instance. It's an extremely effective, easy way to assist and help your business person understand that yes, they can. They don't need to stop their advertising campaign. And yes, they can start a campaign with you because it's so realistic, comfortable. They need so few customers out of the total available that you reach. Many of your team members are still working from home. All of the Pulse sales tools can be used from home to engage with the business and to assist and support them. What I'd like to do now is go live and let's take a look at the Pulse sales tools. To take a look at your, at your convenience, go to pulseresearch.com and enter the username and password, sales plan, sales plan. That's sales plan, sales plan. Let me give you a quick overview of the Pulse sales tools. This is designed to have ease of use, very fast, very convenient. So right at your team members' fingertips is prospecting tools, which we'll go into in a moment. These are the engagement tools, the Pulse teaser, the Pulse flyer, needs analysis helping the business, the closing tool. And by the way, included in your complimentary program is the Pulse training and certification program. Let me just click on that if I might here. What this is a step-by-step training sessions to assist and support your team members, regardless if they're brand new reps or they're seasoned veterans, to help them become comfortable, confident, motivated to use your new resource, the Pulse Sales Tools. And as you notice here, as I'm going through it, each one of the sessions, like prospecting, there's a nice little 3 to 4 minute video along with real world training assignments to make sure that your team member actually uses, actually becomes aware, comfortable, and has the, I'll just put it, the confidence to use the tools, okay? And so as they're going through the program, they just check, they've seen the video, they check each one of the training assignments, okay? And this is a program that just walks them through each of the steps, each of the benefits, functions of the Pulse sales tools. Many of our clients are requiring, no excuses, no whining, that each team member become Pulse certified. And at the bottom, in the completion of the program, they do an actual presentation to you and make a sale. So you know that your team members are ready, street ready to sell. Okay, now let's find some prospects. So go back to the dashboard here and show you how your team members can access the Oregon, I want to repeat, Oregon COVID impact shopping information. We've got a prospecting tool for COVID impacted businesses. We've got 4 prospecting tools, sales territory, a very unique prospecting tool based upon the actual results of over 6,000 ad reps across North America using the Pulse program, based upon actual close ratio, average sale, and most sold. I'll show you that in just a second. So let's find some prospects. So let's go to the COVID business guide. Up comes my top 25 recommendations. And these are the business categories that have seen an increase in shopping because of COVID. Many people obviously have been staying at home. So for businesses that relate to the home, like a lumber yard, for instance, their shopping is up. And so we've got 25 business categories showing the current percentage you plan to buy, along with the percentage increase from the pre-COVID survey we did in January. Then there's a more extensive list provided by Pulse that includes businesses that we would recommend your team members contact: financial services, general services, professional services, grocery, etc. The ones that are highlighted are the ones that have had an increase. So you probably wonder, well, how the heck do they get prospects? They just click on find. So they click on find, and up will come a map of your local area. Can they change it? Heck yes, they just change the zip code or type in a community name. We also have included in your Pulse sales tools a prospecting tool, a call plan, if you will, call sheet. So they just click on, and let's build a call list here for us. So we click on add to call plan. We're going to add Woodworks to the call plan, add Prairie Craftsman to the call plan. You get the idea. And now look at this. We go up to our call plan up here. Got to move something here. Click on call plan. And right at your team members' fingertips is a list of businesses to contact. Simple and as easy as that. And by the way, since we're here, let me show you during the week as they're using their call plan. Oops, clicked on the wrong one, by the way. You can see add activity. So they can put in real time and keep up with their progress, their sales steps with this individual business on their prospect list. We click on add activity, so what type of call was it? It was a phone call. It was a cold call for new business. What did I present? I presented a print and digital package, okay? What's my next action? Okay, a spec ad. And by the way, those of you who have Metro Creative Graphics, we have a partnership with Metro, and the My Ad Wizard program is included in your Pulse sales tools. I want to get a contract when? I just click on the date. So let's say next Monday, and I can put it into my Google Calendar, etc. I can put in some notes and log my activity. And when you log in, you will see each one of your team members and their progress, including sales, with each one of your team members. Now let's go back to the dashboard if I might. And this time let's click on hot prospects ranked by business type. This is the unique Pulse tool that organizes the business categories. Remember, there are over 200 of them by the actual close ratio, average sale, and sold rate. How do we get that? Every time an ad rep creates a presentation, like for Hearing Aid Center, it automatically records it in the Pulse program. Then when they put in what happened, we are able to record the close ratio, the average sale, and we keep track of how many are sold for each business category. If you want to see all the business categories, click over here on category. Apparel, automotive, childcare, education, financial, general retail, health and medical, etc. Right at your fingertips. Okay, you can also do a search like insurance. Let's go back to the sold rank. This is the low-hanging fruit. These are the business categories most sold by ad reps across North America. And once again, to find prospects, they just click on, and this is, by the way, number 5 most sold, auto repair shop. Click on find, and up will come auto repair businesses. Now they can add these to their call plan by clicking on call plan, add to call plan, okay? But let's create a teaser. So we click on create, we click on teaser. Remember, teaser is the big number, okay? Another thing while we're here is we can put down a drop-down list of the various audience options or packages that you have, like print only, print and digital, digital only, TMC only, a magazine, etc. Whatever you sell, we want to provide your team member with the ability to create a presentation, okay? So they select on the audience. They're the words to say to get that business engaged. So if they're working from home, right at their fingertips is the information, the words to say. Also email. They can cut and paste right into their own email some verbiage. That's what's in it for the business. In other words, we found out there's 4,856 households who plan to use an auto repair shop. And there it is right there, what I showed you a moment ago on the teaser. They just click on print, and it prints it as a half page that they can fold right here and wrap it around. Let's say you're going out, and you're presenting a open for business again, special promotion. They can wrap this teaser right around that information piece you have, or a gold program, whatever, and it starts the conversation with what's in it for the business. And then your team member can say, would you like to know more about what they plan to buy, their automotive services need? How many need, oil changes? How many need, alignments, etc.? And it immediately gets their attention. By the way, they can also attach their business card here. So the Pulse teaser is designed with the big number, what's in it for them, to engage and start the conversation, and then asking them, would you like to know more? And so many times today they say, yes, tell me more. It's about and for their business. So let's go back to the dashboard and create a flyer. Show you how simple that is. So we go back to a business list once again. And this time, let me use the geoprospecting program. So we click here on geoprospecting, and up will come a local map. And then all they have to do is click on a particular business, like Blaine's Farm and Fleet, okay? And up comes the options. I want to create a flyer. And because we just clicked on the map, I got to put in a name. It's a farm store, by the way. Okay, it's an agriculture farm supply store, so I click on that. And as simple and fast as that, it creates a Pulse flyer. Look at the words of this: to help your business plan during these uncertain times. Pulse asks the questions you would ask. You plan to shop at an ag farm supply store over the next 3 months. Look at that. Almost 1,500 households said yes. Once again, that's of interest to them. And then you've got products and services. Here's another really cool feature. On your team members' smartphone, tablet, or if they're doing a demo from home, all they have to do, let's say it's a Zoom demo, is look at this. They click on the editing pen and they can access the research. What else would you like to know? Well, I'd like to know about bark dust. I'd like to know about my opportunity for garden ornaments, okay, for greenhouses. Right there, your team member has the ability to be an incredibly successful consultant partner for that business. So you select some additional, business opportunities that they're interested in. So many times I've been out in the field on four-legged sales calls, say, well, I'll give you 5 minutes. An hour later, they still want to know more. And the difference is because you're talking about their business instead of your business. Makes all the difference in the world. Then you click up on update, and you've got a marketing business opportunity report for that business. Oh my gosh, I think I should be advertising greenhouse. I should be advertising garden ornaments. You get the idea. And they can also email this presentation. They just click on the email icon. And by the way, all Pulse presentations are web pages. And so it's very simple to email it to the business. So that's an example of the flyer. So let me click off here and I'll quickly show you the break-even calculator. Once again, we go to our dashboard. Everything is right at your team members' fingertips. You click on Closing Tool, and up comes the Pulse Closing Tool. Let me just do a little role play here, if I might, okay? And so you put in the campaign amount. And let's say it's a $6,000 campaign. And let's say it's for 13 weeks. And you ask the customer, let's work together. You're the boss. Let's figure out with your input how many customers you need to pay for campaign. What's comfortable for you? What do you mean by that? Well, if you need 1,000 new customers, probably a bit risky, right? But if you only need 5 customers over 13 weeks, probably very doable and comfortable, right? Okay, let's do it. So what's the value of a customer of that household? Well, about $2,500 they'd spend with me over a year, okay? What's your cost of goods? And the businesses know this, 65%. So about $875 per customer. Yeah, that sounds perfect. Okay, well, look at that. All you need is just 7 customers, just 7 customers. And they realize, my gosh, just 7 customers, that's about 2 per month to sustain a campaign. It makes it very comfortable, very, very realistic and doable. What if a business? I don't think so. I think 7's too high. Well, what do you think is the fewest number of customers you're going to get? Because you're going to get a 2x10 each week. You're going to get 25,000 impressions on the website with that level of consistency and repetition. Remember, we've got 5,404 households who are going to shop at a lumberyard in the next 90 days. How many of those do you think you would get? Worst case scenario, I think I'd get 4. Okay, so 4 customers, right? We'll look at 4 customers at $875 each, $3,500 campaign. You ready? You see, they immediately realize that there's no risk. It's totally comfortable. This is probably in today's world one of our more effective resources tools for your team members, and it's part of your Pulse program. And now quickly in wrap up, I want to show you the final element. You are able to track use and results. So a team member, every time they create a presentation, it's right here at their fingertips. Okay, and they can just click right here, click on flyer, click on teaser, click on add spec ad. They come over here and it shows that they've created a flyer, and then they engage with the flyer. When did I engage with the flyer? Let's say today, the 16th. Click on set. and they get credit for that. And you see the use of the program. They also get Pulse points. Okay. And now the other way is on the reporting program. And so, as I mentioned a moment ago, every time they create a presentation, it's automatically logged, like the one we just created here, for Blaine's. Now we can come in and mark it as sold. So we mark it as sold. Okay, we sold it to Dave the 16th. Okay, what type of sale was it? It was a new sale. Okay, we click on set. Would you like to record the presentation date? Yes, also on the 16th. Okay, and we click set, and you get your Pulse points. I should have put in a dollar amount. I kind of got ahead of myself there, but you get the idea. And so the Pulse reporting program helps a team member keep on track of not only because of with a call planner who's in their prospect list, but who they've sold. When you log in, you'll see each of your team members and their use and results with your Pulse sales tools. Okay. And so now, if I might, I want to go back to and just wrap up with quickly. I know your time is really precious here. A couple of recommendations for Pulse. Number one is focus first with your Pulse tools on retaining your advertisers. I know when I was an ad rep, last thing I wanted was a phone call. Well, we decided to change our plans. I would suggest that every team member immediately share a teaser or flyer with every single existing advertiser. It's fun, it's positive, and that business will realize the benefit, the opportunity for them. Number two is, let's get back some of that lost advertising. Once again, share a teaser flyer with the opportunity that your audience represents for that business. And then also get their engagement participation with the Breakeven Tool and show them how few customers they need to pay for the campaign. Number three, target business categories like I showed you that'll have an increase in business. That's kind of the low-hanging fruit. Number four, and I mentioned this a moment ago, make it mandatory that your team members do the Pulse training and certification program. Every single one of our clients who team members have participated have said thank you. We designed the program because we kept hearing over and over and over that managers are spending so much time training. On behalf of ONPA, I want to thank you for your support. I say I didn't edit a slide here, but to sign up for your complimentary program, go to pulseresearch.com/support. That's pulseresearch.com/support. And there's a simple form to fill out to give us your audience options and your users to set up your Pulse sales tools for you. That will immediately give your team members the ability to access the Oregon, I want to underscore, Oregon newspaper reader and website visitor COVID impacted shopping information along with the Pulse sales tools. If I can help anyway, and I extremely appreciative of having the opportunity to support and help Oregon newspapers, my email is marling, MARLING, @pulseresearch.com. So on behalf of ONPA and Pulse Research, thank you so much for the opportunity to assist and support you during these very challenging times. Thank you very much. I sure appreciate it.